This podcast is brought to you by MHA of Dutchess County and produced by CMJW Entertainment. This episode of The Vital Women of Washington Heights is proudly sponsored by Levium Med Spa.
You're listening to The Vital Women of Washington Heights.
Hello, everyone. My name is Iris Douglas, and my co-host here is Ivette O'Sullivan.
Hello, everyone.
We are I. Welcome back to the Vital Women of Washington Heights, living in Dutchess County. And today we have a very, very, very special guest for both of us, Rocio Sharrock. We love Rocio. She's an amazing woman. She has developed an organization, a group of women, Latinas, that is called Entre Mujeres, that Ivette and I actually met because of Rocio. And now we're here. We're having this podcast. We have Connor. We're part of Mental Health America. And Rocio is here to tell us how and why did you want to start all of this good juju with Entre Mujeres? Because you started with a small group and now it's building, girl.
Yes. I just want to start with saying thank you. And I'm so grateful to be here with both of you. Yes. So I started Entre Mujeres now 2 years. I can't believe it. 2 years ago. And the reason I started this group was because I love networking, and I have been living in the Hudson Valley for more than 2 decades now, and always it has been with English-speaking ladies. And I was like, where are the Latinas? I know there's more than just me. So I always was eager to just form a group, and I did it 2 years ago. And we started with just 8 ladies. Wow. My first group was with 8 ladies, and now the group grew to 70.
Wow,
70
that's
ladies.
amazing.
And we come, the Latinas come from all over. We have Asen in Peacekill, from Kingston. They come to Entre Mujeres.
I remember when I had the center, that you always hear, they're not coming. And they all used to show up. It was amazing, Rocio.
Yes, at the health center, I was like, the Hudson Valley Health Center, Healing Center, sponsored a lot of the groups. And I was like, most of the ladies didn't sign up. At the end, I don't know how many are coming. And I remember saying, whoever comes. And then suddenly I'm like, we have more than 20. It will work.
And what did I say? What would I say? Because they're coming, and we will prepare the tables for them and all of that. So thank you so much for that experience. I really appreciate you.
It was
Rocio, thank you so much for being the founder of Entre Mujeres. And I am very grateful that you had this idea, because we've known each other, I don't know, going back 11 years. And actually, Rocio was a board member when I had my non-for-profit. So
Abriendo puertas.
Awesome. And
love this.
And I remember going through Facebook or Instagram, and I saw that you had organized Entre Mujeres, and I hit you up, and I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm doing this, because I was like out of touch. I had moved on to do different things, and you're like, come. And when you invited me, and I went, that's when I met Iris, and things started to unfold from there.
I'm so happy.
But I always like to tie my Dominican roots with what's going on here in the U.S., and I call it the bochinche of the day. And in doing my research, in Dominican Republic, they are several women networking groups that come together, professional and also social groups. Women supporting each other with growing with any idea that they may have business-wise and also in a very personal level. So thank you. You're doing a great thing for the women here not only in Dutchess County, but in other areas as well.
So I was just going to mention that one of the success for Entre Mujeres has been that, the connection. And actually, that's actually part of the mission of the group when I started is, connection, supporting one another, inspiring one another, and learning from each other.
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy that you guys got connected in Entre Mujeres, and then you created this great event, a great baby, baby.
But that's what. Okay, so you hold it a space for all of us to come and kind of vibe out, right? And within that space, we met other women too that we are working as well with. So you see what I'm saying? So it's all starting, and you had a dream, right? I feel like it's a dream for viewers to connect and have these parties and everyone to have fun and feel good and educate, because you're a good educator. You always like to tell people what's going on too.
Yes. And actually that happened in one of the events that we did in the Hudson Valley Healing Center. One of the ladies, because in the networking groups that I do, you guys know that it's not just hi, my name is so and so. I like to do games.
Yep,
So
yep.
Interactive.
Yeah.
interactive
Yep.
games. And that's when they get the connection. So I remember I did a game at the Healing Center. It was 2 different groups, and this lady was just saying her stuff, and then she just went on and on and on. And then I told her, "Did you know what you just did?" And she's like, "Yes, I just spoke in public, right?" I said, "Yes, you spoke in front of all of us." And she was like, "I'm afraid to speak in public." And I was like, "You just did it." So I think for me, those little things are very successful when I see somebody, getting something from the group.
It's a support group. So you
Yep.
bring in support. Remember the time we had like all the ladies and then we had Surf Cacao? The girls that came from Kingston. So do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And also the Healing Center was a place where you can actually heal. You can actually, open up and just kind of feel safe within the space, right?
Yes.
So listen, you are beautiful.
And that's
I
what
love
it is.
your
Also,
energy.
our group is not only for connection, but it's the vitamin. It's
Yeah.
like
Sister, it's like a sisterhood,
Yes,
you
I
know?
want them to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And even if somebody was new, it's like they were quiet in the beginning, little by little, but then they feel comfortable. And that was part of what I wanted in my mission statement, is the environment for them to come in and feel
Yep.
comfortable. And we as Latina, first we're like quiet, but then we like,
We
like
start
the
talking, we
bochinche.
can't stop. We like bochinche.
We like
we can't
Nice
stop.
talk. Like to talk. Yeah.
So, aside from filling a gap that you noticed that was needed in this area of not having an authentic women's networking for Latina, what inspired you? Like, what thoughts did you have when you were putting all of this together? Can you share about that?
So what inspired me is, like I mentioned in the beginning, not only because I was attending networking event by myself, that not seeing any other Latinas, but also I wanted to make sure the Latinas mindset in the Hudson Valley grow. Like that's what I'm working actually for next year.
I love that.
My word for next year is to level up.
Level up.
Level
yep.
up the
Level
group,
up.
because Latinas that come from our countries, like I came from Ecuador, some Latinas just stay there. Like, and I'm not saying keeping our culture is bad, but it's growing and studying and learning something new.
Yeah.
So that's what I was like, you know what? I need to start something where I can bring Latinas and tell them, just come. And even if you don't have a business or an education or a degree, or you don't speak English yet, but you're gonna learn it. I felt inspired for that. And I had, like you mentioned, the dream, the idea, but I needed to put it in action. And one of the actions I took was to, speak up. I speak to different ladies. And I remember one lady said, well, I have the restaurant. You can come and talk to and I took action. So
Yeah.
I was inspired for years. And I saw the need for the Latinas within, the Hudson Valley to get together and learn from each other and support it. Now, seeing the ladies in social media, how they support each other. I was like, you know what, even if they don't come to a monthly meetings, at least they are supporting each other in their own counties or in their own towns. That's
You
what
started
inspired
that
me.
web. You started that
Yeah.
web of networking of women in business, Latina, and it's always felt safe to be in your space, right? It always felt safe. It was always fun. Your games are always like entertaining. So yeah, and just keep it up because there's more Latinas coming, and I feel that you also represent like an empowered Latina. ¿Tú entiendes? Que you have that power. You have a lot of connections, and you've done a lot of good work in Dutchess County. So I feel like
Thank you.
there's a
Yes.
lot to do with Entre Mujeres, and I know Ivette is excited to see whatever we can bring into your
Yes.
organization, because
Absolutely.
we are part of your tree. We're the branches, and now we're growing.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
We are the branches.
Branches are trees.
Yes, and you said something that I feel, that we need to touch on. You said not only for women that have businesses, but also for women that maybe they're not there yet to build their business, but to grow personally, learn, what it is to stand in front of an audience and speak, break those fears. So not only are you supporting women in businesses, but you're helping women break those fears as well.
Yes, and that has been one of the challenges for me leading this group since the beginning, because I realized that the Latinas were in different stages in their life and professional life. They were in different stages. And so for me, it was like, not concentrating on the business and professional, but also personal. Some ladies in the groups, they felt, I think, eager to say their personal problems. In the beginning, I was like, oh my God, now what should we do? And then all the ladies just started like coaches, like mentoring this lady who was, telling us her personal problems. I was like, wow. So for me, it was like, wow, each lady's in different stages. So it's learning from the community of the group that was coming in, and yeah, helping them. I forgot that word, empowerment, to empower them to keep going
that's
up,
what
not to stay there.
That's what you do. So one of the other services that Rocio provides is, she was my personal assistant, that she helped me with everything, but she also inspired me. She kind of guided me. She seeks for things for me to do. You were such a good support, and you know that I was all over the place, but you still guided me no matter what. And you didn't judge me because you knew that I was holding a community in the healing center. So I mean, it's big stuff you're working on, and this just a little bit. You started with 8, now you have 70.
Yes.
Yeah,
And actually, that brings me back when I came from Ecuador. I came with a vision of starting making money and go back to Ecuador. But then I stayed here, and I had been I got my master's degree in human resources management, so I know a lot of different personalities, and I never thought, to having a side hustle, that finally I started my own business as a virtual assistant and translator. And I was like, finally, that's my baby. And then I was like, now that I have that, I need to provide, my knowledge in human resources to the community. And that's what I was able to create this group, Entre Mujeres, among women, for that. And not only to support, economically and, professional as a virtual assistant, but also to provide Latinas like me that come from our countries to, in the beginning, we're like, I don't know, just let some money and go back.
They need some guidance.
Yep.
And you're there to provide that guidance as well.
Yes. And I'm happy that the group of ladies that comes, are like ladies like you, ladies that teach the other ladies, or the people that you see in the group, that somebody gets stuck. Or sometimes I get texts saying, Rocio, this lady in the picture, she says something really nice, but I don't remember her name. The connection is like, you will learn something from whoever you're contacting them. It's up to them, but it's feeling that they're doing connection. And yes,
it's like a
I'm
whole
so
bunch
happy
of
to
mini
empower them.
mentorship. There's a whole bunch of little mini mentorship, because there's a mentor of yours that you shared with me that I love so much, Marcela. And she was amazing. And I met her through a connection that you had in your group as well. So you also have that mentorship going on, I love that. Your group this group is amazing. You have entrepreneurs, you have healers, you have accountants, you have social workers in her group. It's a group of powerhouse women, so
yes, we are powerful.
Good for you.
For me, the challenge is that I love the fact that is for Latinas, and a lot of the Latinas that go there, they speak Spanish. So in my household, I have very little opportunity to practice my Spanish. So going to your group gives me that opportunity for me to stay up with my Spanish, practice new words, and learn the professional words, in different fields. So that has been terrific for me.
I did all that. I did all that because, I have been in corporate. I come from Madison Avenue and stuff. So my language is always English, English, English. So when I came to Dutchess, I was in sales at Raymore, and I was English. So when I met you, and now I got to practice my Spanish, I'm like, oh my God. But it's like Evie said, it's like you got to go back and practice your Spanish. But yeah, I love that.
And
I could do that.
And that is one of the differences from the Entre Mujeres among women from the other networking events, is because it's not only Latinas, but we speak Spanish, because a lot of Latinas that I know, they don't feel confident yet to speak English and to introduce themselves in English. So I'm like, you know what? Even if English is not your first language, just come. You'll see, and there have been so many speakers that are like, Rocio, Spanish is my second language, but I still want to be a presenter. So they still, and we're like, no problem. When the Spanish word doesn't come out, we translate for you.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you did. You did that with Ivette Sanchez at the CBD store. You helped her. You helped her tremendously. So I'm just going to share a personal story. My mother, she didn't want to speak English. She understood every single word, but she didn't speak it because she didn't feel confident. Because of the pronunciations and stuff. So so that's also a lot of, that's also a factor that Latinas don't want to express themselves, even though their mind is like, the words don't come out right. But we'll get there.
And it's also backwards. Like for those who come from our country, South America, Central America, and they don't feel confident. They're only Spanish speakers. That's the environment of Entre Mujeres bring. Just come as you are and
Yeah.
speak Spanish, and we all speak Spanish, and then you will learn English eventually because of course you're living in the United States. So yes, that's part of the environment that we have in Entre Mujeres.
But I think that also also saw Entre Mujeres, a lot of numbers being exchanged and a lot of, like help,
Connections,
maybe
yes,
you could
connections.
start something like that, like people learning English within the group.
Mhm.
I don't know. You're
Yes,
very,
English and Spanish.
English and
and
Spanish.
Spanish, that's right.
It's an inspiration
Yeah.
because I put myself in their shoes. I'm like, they're taking a chance and they are pushing themselves to learn English.
Mhm.
So let me take that chance and push myself to continue to practice Spanish.
I love that. Yep.
So it's also an inspiring group
Yes,
that
definitely.
brings on challenges.
But exactly. Because I remember when I went with you the first time to Mariel, remember?
Oh, the radio
we both went,
station,
but when I
yes.
went with you first time, I was like, oh my God. No, it was crazy. I couldn't
The
say my
radio
Spanish
station.
was like, I don't know,
Mhm.
in the archive somewhere. But it was easier
It
when
was
I
a
went
good
with
push.
Yvette.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it's
was
a good
easier
push.
when I was with
Yes.
Yvette though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
It was good
Definitely.
stuff. Yeah, I love Mariel. She's good stuff.
So I'm looking at my questions because I want to make sure that we cover, everything that we put down here. And I think we already spoke a little bit about, personal reflection in the future, but I am going to ask, so what has led this group and what it has taught you personally, the power of building a community? And you shared a little bit about the vision, how you are working on certain things for next year, and you don't need to share that at this moment. But personally, what have you learned from coming up with Entre Mujeres?
That I have to listen to their needs and their wants to, I had to listen how to guide them to the next level. Next year is going to be totally about, and actually you probably saw some polls that I did in the WhatsApp group, is because we're trying to acquire what does the group really want.
Okay, what do they
The
need? and
survey,
want?
you created a
I created
survey.
a poll, a surveys
Mhm.
with different questions, what do they need? What do they want? What do they want to learn next year? So that's what I have been learning from the group for going forward. Is they will guide me.
Yeah.
If they're asked, well,
Yep.
now I have asked them about their needs and wants, and those answers are guiding me to the next level.
Terrific. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It's good stuff, I'll see you. I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with next year.
We're cooking.
Yeah, I
something
know.
good is
I'm sure
cooking.
you're cooking, yeah.
It's like The Rock said. Can you smell what The Rock?
Yeah.
Or something.
I love that. I love that. I love that too.
Even our producer is cracking up.
Yeah. I love you. I miss working with you so much, but I'm sure we will
Same
work
here.
again
We
together.
will.
Yeah.
You
definitely.
inspired me all the time. You kept me in check. I really do appreciate you.
Thank
God
you.
bless
Same
you.
here. Same
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
So it's exciting to know that you started with about 8 members and now you are probably at 70,
Yes.
you mentioned.
Yes.
So besides having such a large group as members, what else do you envision besides bringing different leveling up for the organization? What else do you envision?
I'm visual a lot, but I listen a lot to Louise Hay and Paola Herrera, who is a Mexican lady, and she said, don't say it, out loud, your ideas yet
Mhm.
until they're really concrete,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you don't know what's gonna come up.
Mhm.
But what I can say is that I envision for the ladies more groups, absolutely, but also more ladies to come to the front and say, Rocio, I'm not only want to present, but I also want to teach A or B
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
to the Latinas.
Fantastic.
And that's
I
what I'm
love that
working
energy.
at, because I have few ladies that DM me, separately and said, Rocio, I would like to do this, but I need this, and this. And of course,
Mhm.
I'm supporting them.
Mhm.
But I envision, and that's what I said in the beginning, the word level up,
Mhm.
because it's not going to be just, hi, my name is Rocio, how are you? Can I
Mhm.
change names, numbers?
Mhm.
It's going to be like, ooh, I learned this, and this.
Mhm.
I'm going home with these skills
Right.
that I'm
Right.
going to use not
Right.
only in my personal life, but
Absolutely.
in my professional
Mhm.
life.
Mhm.
And that's what I envision
Mhm.
in few words for,
I'm
for
looking
the
for-
future.
I am looking forward to that because I can definitely see
Mhm.
you definitely
Mhm.
excelling in
Mhm.
that because you're very good at that.
Thank you.
Very good.
But that is also taking it to the next level, having your members bring something to the table, not
Mhm.
because this year, they learn how to be confident. They learn how to make those connections. So I love the idea how next year, for the members to bring something new to the table as well, whether it is teaching. And I'll be the first one to sign up because you know that I do my menopause education. So I'm happy to teach Latina women all about menopause. And I feel, that information is lacking in our community, in the Latino community. So,
especially, Latinas finding out the symptoms because sometimes we're like sweating. I'm like, what am I sweating? And then sometimes they don't even know what the symptoms are for menopause. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's what is coming up for next year.
Well, I second that. Whatever you need me to do. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here.
That's what we, and I always use the word we. And
We,
hopefully, next year, we form maybe a board with 2-3 people, ladies in the group, because I have been doing this for 2 years now by myself, and it has been hard, tough, but at the same time, it's seeing you both having this connection, this podcast.
It's inspiring.
Like, it's for me, yes.
It's inspiring
like
because
me.
that's the whole point. And you're here. We're here because of you.
Yes, and I love this. It's
And
like,
you're here because of us. So now you're building that. You're building that. I'm spiritual, so I'm going to talk in a spiritual way. You're building the team. You're building because this is something that you always wanted. On our rides to our little whatever, you always talked about it. So I'm super excited.
thank you.
and you made a good point. It takes a year or two to build a strong foundation. And then once that foundation is built, then you start putting those levels. And that's exactly what you're doing. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah. What else would you like to share other than personal or anything else that you feel that you want to bring into that you want people to know or that you feel that you want to express that we haven't covered?
Well, I can also, whoever would like to be part of Entre Mujeres, among women,
give them the information.
if you still feel, shy about or not sure if, this group is going to be for you or it's going to help you in any way, just come, just feel confident just to meet one person. One person is enough. And then, the engagement will grow from there. As Latinas, as we mentioned, we like to talk. And if you are new out there listening to this podcast and feel, my Spanish is little or my English is actually English, you should be listening to the English because this is in English. You should know English. Pero si usted está escuchando esto y no sabe inglés, venga nomás a Entre Mujeres, que nosotros la recibimos con los brazos abiertos.
Definitivamente.
Thank you so much. Yes. So if you need to practice your English or learn English, please come. This is a great opportunity for you also to take in the information, and we receive you with open arms.
Gracias.
So
Gracias. Thank you.
I see you as a leader, and I don't think we cover this part. As a leader, what do you feel you need to work on yourself personally? Iris had mentioned something that when she had the healing center, it took a lot of energy out of her, and you have seen her growth in the last 2 years. So as leaders, it takes a lot of energy to put out or to produce different products or your baby, like you said. So what do you do personally to maintain that level of energy so you're not drained, so you're able to give back as a leader?
So I learned how to, get boundaries or choose boundaries in my, as a leader. 2 years has been learning different things, but I learned to take time, and actually this month of November, which is my birthday month, I'm a Scorpio.
Happy birthday.
Look at you. And I think I mentioned it to you ladies that I decided to take a pause. I call it a pause because I felt that I was just like how you call it, like a co-pilot, like running on and on and on and on.
Like an Energizer bunny,
yes, and
constantly
I was like,
running.
Wait a minute, this is not me. My energy. And it's not that we're crazy. It's like, I call it my internal conversation.
Your intuition, Mommy. Your intuition.
And I
Your
was like,
self-talk. It has nothing to do with being crazy.
internal
Self-talk.
conversation. I'm like, Rocio, this is not you. And I felt so exhausted, not only emotionally and physically. I was like, I need to pause because, like I mentioned, I have been doing this by myself, and I needed to take time for myself. Not only my energy was depleted, I was like, I need time to gather my energy, to gather my thoughts, and plan for next year. I mean, what is it that we want with the group? And I realized that I needed to take that pause for my mental health.
And good for you. because taking, a step back and taking a pause and looking at things is so good for our mental health, emotionally, physically. It just sometimes, people don't realize how important it is to take that pause.
You have to reset your mindset for sure. Meditation has helped me tremendously. I think maybe we spoke about meditation, but I think you personally have a good sense, because we've talked about this, on how to, like you said, boundaries and how to slow down. You've learned to slow down too, Rocio, because, we were...
Yes. Yep.
You learn to slow down.
And that's a good advice that I can give to whoever wants to start a group like this, is to learn how to know your own needs and wants as an individual.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't know that, then you're going to crash, and you're not going to only hurt yourself, but also your family members and friends are going to notice you're changing. So it's like, it's time to pause sometimes and take a break, relax, and then, always take actions eventually, little by little, take, small steps.
Pamper yourself, girl.
Yes, and that's what I do.
Yeah, I know. I know you pamper yourself.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Rocio.
Do you want to cover anything else that perhaps we haven't mentioned that you feel that there's a need for you to bring up?
Yeah, so whoever wants to be part of the Entre Mujeres group, you guys can text me at 845-243-0037. That's 845-243-0037. And just say, hey, Rocio, my name is so-and-so. I heard you on the podcast, and I would like to be part of Entre Mujeres, Among Women. And we put you, on the list, and we will invite you next. And remember that this group is not only for, business ladies, whoever you want to come and meet and learn from each other and support each other, inspire maybe somebody that you think you might meet in this group. So
perfecto, ahora dilo en español.
That's a good word,
inspired.
En español.
So, en español, para todas las mujeres que están escuchando este podcast, Entre Mujeres está abierto para todas ustedes, ya sea que quieren aprender algo, quieren enseñar algo, o quieren solamente inspirar a otras mujeres latinas como ustedes. So, me pueden mandar un texto al 845-243-0037 y solamente dame tu nombre y tu teléfono y dime que quieres ser parte del grupo. Y el grupo está aquí, por ahora estamos todas juntas aprendiendo, inspirándonos cada una. So, estás más que bienvenida.
Gracias.
Bueno, mija, que Dios te bendiga. Mucha suerte.
Thank you.
God bless. Lots of luck, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you again, ladies.
Oh, you're very welcome, girl. We're here because of you. And Connor.
And Connor, our producer and Mental Health America.
And Mental Health America, too. So
and
thank you
Rio
so much.
Grady. Thank you. We're
Thank
very
you,
grateful
Mental Health
for
America.
you guys.
For this opportunity. Thank you.
The Vital Women of Washington Heights presents Beyond Hot Flashes and High Heels Fashion Show, a night to mingle and embrace the beauty and power of being a woman. The event takes place at the Salt Boutique Labs on 70 East Main Street, Wappingers Falls, on Thursday, December 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. The night will include an inspiring fashion show, hors d'oeuvres and specialty cocktails, local vendors, and more. Not to mention, I'll be DJing. You can go to the link in the description or visit the QR code on your screen to get tickets for this fashionable and festive event.
Hi, everybody. This is Andrew O'Grady, CEO at Mental Health America of Dutchess County, coming to you from our new MHA studios, where Connor Walsh is now producing all of our social media. I'm so happy to be here, and we're going to be right here in this spot this Monday, November 24th, from 2 to 4 p.m. Michelle Barone and I from Red will be sitting here. We're going to have guests on for 2 hours, and we're going to be holding a telethon. We're going to be raising money, or videothon, I guess. We're going to be raising money to fund gift cards for our clients here at MHA who can't afford food for the holiday season. So I'm hoping that you tune in, you put a little thing in your calendar and check us out live on that day. There'll be a way for you to donate. And if you see the feed, if you're sitting home and you're at work, you see the feed, share it. Share the live feed on your own, so we can get this word out and people can watch our show and hear what's going on, and you guys can all help out and make a donation. And we're gonna make a lot of people happy this holiday season because of your help. So please help us out. Look for us on Monday, the 24th, from 2 to 4 p.m.
Hang hope this holiday. Support Mental Health America. MHA's annual wreath sale is back. Support Mental Health America of Dutchess County this holiday season by purchasing a beautiful, fresh wreath for only $30. Please pre-order by November 19th to guarantee availability. Orders accepted while supplies last. Order online at mhadutchess.org/wreath or call 845-473-2500 extension 1391 to order or schedule delivery. Happy holidays from MHA of Dutchess County.
Hello, everyone. My name is Iris Douglas, and of course, with me is my co-host, Ivette O'Sullivan.
Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day because we are.
Yes, we are. We are I and I. We're the Vital Women of Washington Heights, living in Dutchess County, and we're here to share and just, kind of just share our experiences as we grew from Washington Heights, right?
Yes, and that's why we're here, Iris,
Yes.
to talk about our upbringing, growing up in such a vibrant neighborhood and what our experience was like and the high schools that we went to.
So it's crazy because I went to Washington Irving High School and Yvette went to Mapleton-Bacon, and it was a rival school. It was like, if you're from Mapleton-Bacon and they knew you were from Washington Irving, like, do not get on that train. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that train, oh my goodness, at 3 o'clock, it was something to
was
be
crazy,
seen. It
right?
was crazy because when some of the girls saw the girls from Washington Irving, a war would start. And
Yeah.
I always stood away from that because I'm not a fighter. I always was the peacemaker and taking care of things and breaking up arguments. But it was wicked. That train at 3 o'clock, it was wicked.
It was wicked. And you know what? To a certain extent, and I hate to say that, I hate to bring this up, but it was kind of dangerous at sometimes because, let's talk about what we really want to talk about is like we had rivals and we had fights, and why? Why?
Exactly.
Why did we, what kind of energy were we experiencing back then, back in the 80s, that we were fighting and we didn't even know each other? That was ridiculous.
That was
wasn't it? Not
ridiculous.
seriously.
It really was. And the sad part is that sometimes that happens today. Women bring that kind of
Absolutely.
energy when they're together because whether it is through jealousy or is it a power trip or you look better than I do, whatever the reason is, it's ridiculous at times and they do not come together to support each other, but instead they fight. And like, you're my sister, and sometimes, we fight because we have little disagreements, but then an hour goes by and you call me or I call you and we're like, okay, let's take our time.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Let's work this out. But sometimes
Well,
grown-ups
listen,
don't do that. Or
we're
women don't
alphas,
do that.
so let's we're both alphas. We're
Yes.
strong women, and we're very passionate about what we want and our purpose, and it's just actually communication. Sometimes I think it's just lack of communication, and I think that's key when women are partnering and working together, creating something that they both believe in. I think it's important that you communicate and you stay on shared goals.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes what happens, Eva, is that maybe you have something going on, but you forgot to tell me, and then I get confused. But instead of saying, "Hey, Evie, I get into my head," and that's where we need to stop. We need to stop doing that, getting in our heads, because just because we've had bad relationships with other women, we gotta let go of that and move onward with better communication, right? Because we're like amazing together, like creating and like vibing. But then when we have those moments, it's like, oh, wait. We have a difference of creativeness or whatever, or of communicating a certain way, but we have goals, so we have to remember that we have those goals because there's a commitment that we have to a certain extent,
Absolutely.
and we have to make sure that we follow through that.
Right.
But I appreciate the fact that we're having this and going back to the high school age. I mean, it was ridiculous, and I think that that's still going on now, where we're all so beautiful. Women are so
Yes.
beautiful. We all have our beauty, whether our hair, our eyes, our legs, our skin, our complexion, whatever. We all have, like my mother used to say, no envidia a nadie. Don't be jealous of anyone because you might have something that she doesn't have or she's got something you don't have, but you complement each other, and that's the point.
But what is true jealousy? At least for me, this is the way I see it. Sometimes you admire something from another woman or that person, and you don't know how to pay a compliment or embrace the fact that you like something about that woman or that person that you feel jealous about. And instead of taking a minute and understanding it or even bringing it up, then that jealousy feeling comes up. That's how I see it. What do you think?
Oh, no, absolutely. Oh, it's there. But Evie, we were programmed that way. Our mothers, my mother was very beautiful. My mother, I keep telling you, you look like my mom. She was this radiant blonde.
Blanquita. She calls me Blanquita.
And she was this radiant blonde. And trust me when I tell you, she was a very confident woman. But there were times that she wasn't feeling herself and she saw someone else and she was like, but we got to let it go,
There's
man.
no need for that.
There's no need. You got to let it go, man. If you see somebody and you say, oh my God, like, what is she doing? Find out what she's doing. Yo, what are you doing that you look so good?
Right.
And then you share, because that's another thing. Women sharing is caring. You know, like I've shared with you some of my meditation, how I stay calm, cool, and collective, because sometimes you will lose your top. You know, it's like we talk about it with menopause.
Yes.
You know, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days, but the bottom line is you need to learn to control that, mind, body, and spirit. And once you control that, then your choices are better, then your language is better, then you won't feel jealousy, then you won't feel envy, then you won't feel, oh my God, I gotta get what she's doing. Well, no, find out. Community is important.
It's about growing and figuring out how you can take those steps to grow spiritually, mentally, and physically. And you brought up the point about menopause. You know, a lot of the times when women are going through menopause, everything is shifting, whether it is our bodies, our mental state. And that's when you need women the most. You need that support.
Absolutely.
So-
Absolutely. Women in community. Okay. All right. When I first started feeling some kind of way, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I went to a friend and I said, listen, I think I'm going through menopause, premenopause. And she told me about energy work. She told me about Reiki. She's a female. Instead of holding it to herself, she said, maybe you should try this. That's what I would love for our community to be. And that's why we're here. Whatever's working for us, we want it to work for you.
We want to share it.
We want to share it to work
it.
for you. And this is why we have speakers and we have people that we are learning from and we're sharing them with you, you know, because that's the way. That's how we're going to stay young and beautiful, mamacita. If we share our beauty tips, if we share everything that we're doing with other women, it comes right back to us. It's like a reflection.
Yes, yes. I don't know when the shift happened because I remember when I used to go to Dominican Republic during the summer so my parents could work. And I remember seeing my grandmother sitting around the table or in the patio with her sisters or her neighbors and the rest of the people from or women from the town. And they just seemed to have such a special relationship of supporting each other, of helping each other with whether it was with the grandchildren or sharing recipes. So I don't know when it occurred that battle started to happen.
Mama, social media, girl, competition. You look at, you know, when I was a kid, a teenager, I looked at a Vogue magazine, I want to look like her, or a teen magazine, I want to look like her. But now you go into social media, you go into Instagram, there's so many different versions of whatever you could look like. It's stressful. Social media is very stressful. Just saying.
You're saying the pressure of trying to be every woman instead of being yourself and being authentic.
You got to be yourself, and you got to wear different hats. But you can't expect to be like Susie and Marilyn and Lucrecia and this and this and that. You can.
Lucrecia?
I don't know where that came from. But, you know, you can. You can, but you have to find your balance within you. But you can't be jealous of because of the other person. Mira, jealousy is never my policy. Jealousy is not a good thing. Trust me when I tell you. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't. We already have our beauty within.
Yes. And that's what you need to bring out. It's the beauty within yourself.
Absolutely.
Embrace who you are instead of trying to compare yourself to other women or trying to compete with other women. Look who is Ivette. Or who's Iris? Who is Lucrecia?
I don't even know who Lucrecia is, but Lucrecia, I'm proud to you. But that's the point, Evie. Mira, you are such a beautiful person. You inspire me.
Thank you.
And, you know, I love working with you, and when we have our little thing, it's natural. Mija, somos Dominicana.
Somos Dominicana, and we're human, and sometimes there's drama when Dominicans show up, you know.
It's okay.
There's always a party and some drama.
But that's something that also that perhaps maybe we should work on, because that's in our DNA. Because tú sabes, I mean, we both were raised in the Heights, but we also had different upbringings. My upbringing was a little bit more chaotic, but that needs to stop. That those triggers need to stop. And that's maybe perhaps, you know, when we were talking to Carol about the other day with the ADD and the ADHD, that those triggers are still behind me. So, you know, I'm triggered, you know, sometimes. And that's where I'm going back into my meditation and going back into my yoga work and releasing tension and stuff, because you and I are doing a lot of things. And sometimes it's a little stressful. We have our personal lives and it could be a little stressful. But the bottom line is that sisterhood is very important. Whether you come from Washington Irving or Mabel Dean Bacon, the bottom line is that sisterhood is super important. And we would love to see more women working together, because the more women work together the better it is.
The better it is. Let's take a few minutes and talk about our fashion show.
Oh,
Because
Well,
that's
clearly you know who wanted the fashion show here.
I
too,
have that background. My grandmother in Dominican Republic, she was a seamstress and she had her own business. And when I would visit her as a child, I would sit by her side and just watch her create and colors and sew. And it was just such a wonderful experience for me. So I carry that in my DNA. But the fashion show is to convey several messages. So the message about uniting together as women, appreciating the beautiful person that you are within. The message about menopause, just because we have entered our menopausal journey does not mean that we lose our creativity or that we lose who we are. This is the best time for us to take a pause and see where we want to go in life and figure out how we can bring that creative energy out, because it's in there. Creativity is in a lot of women,
absolutely.
and sometimes they don't know how to bring that out.
Well, they don't, because they get stuck in their heads. Like, for instance, when I was a little girl and I used to go into an arts class, I wouldn't know what to do. I would not. A crayon, a piece of paint, nothing. That wasn't something that. But what was in that you and I have something in common, and we spoke about this a lot, is that you and I have that our grandmothers were seamstress.
Yes.
We were both seamstress, and that's why we decided that we wanted to bring in a fashion show, because women, even taking this scarf and changing it up, you change the vibes. You take that beautiful scarf and you put it on your waist, you change the vibes.
Change it up.
It's hard.
Well, this scarf used to belong to my mother-in-law. She left me a lot of scarves, and I'm still, celebrating
classy
Diane
lady.
Keaton. So, and I love my ties. If I was a man, I would wear a tie every day, because ever since I was a little girl, I've loved ties. I think they're very sexy in men. So this is my version of wearing it as a tie. But the fashion show, what other message do we have when it comes to the fashion show?
So with the fashion show, I also wanted to mention, the reason I mentioned my grandmother was because she was very much into dress to impress. If you left the house looking like a ragamuffin, you are not going to impress anyone. If you left the house, looking put together, that was important, and people were going to respect you more. So she was always about that.
Well, when you say that, the thing that comes to mind is I always heard, don't judge the book by its cover.
Absolutely.
But society does judge you by the way you look, by the way you present yourself, the way that you're dressed. And it's sad in a way.
Well, especially with women, because if their skirt is too short, they're categorized.
That has a different connotation.
So, just don't want, that's a different podcast, but, it's like, so my grandmother would say, you have to dress to impress. You have to look a certain way, My father, he was a fashionista. He worked downtown in Soho, and he was pretty much a janitor. But he used to get on that B train with a 3-piece suit. Because no one knew where he worked, but he was not going to tell everybody he was a janitor. Do you see what I'm saying? That he was in maintenance. Mind you, he was in the union. He had a good job, good pay. But just the janitor messed with his ego, so he had to dress for success.
But that's okay. If that's what he felt that he needed to do in order to feel great, terrific. Because that's the idea also behind the fashion show. You dress to feel confident, and not only feel confident, but also to embrace the beautiful journey that women our age are going through menopause. And I cannot talk enough about how important it is for women to embrace this stage. And I know I have a friend that she says, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and how do you want me to embrace this stage in my life? I'm like, you got to look for the positive. Once those symptoms stop and you start feeling, because it is beyond hot flashes, and you start feeling better about yourself and doing certain things. And we've had plenty of guests here talking about exercise, eating healthy, and mindset. Once you work on those three main, three main, I have a loss for words. Three main focus, I guess, to bring your body into a different gear.
Well, mind, body, and spirit. If you're not connected,
there you go.
And you're going through menopause, you're not going to be creative.
You're not going to be creative. You're going to lose yourself.
You're not going to be creative. That's why it's important that you, when you're going through some changes, don't lose yourself. Keep your hair going, keep your skin going, keep your nails going. You're nice. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Discover who you are. That's the main
Absolutely.
message. Don't let the changes that you're going through stop you from discovering who you are.
Yeah, and when it comes to design, go thrifting. I mean, I got this at the Goodwill. I mean, listen, and it's a nice little jacket. It's a Brooks Brothers. I get seriously Goodwill. $10. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to be dressed Gucci all the time, but you can act like you're Gucci. Just putting. You look Gucci. Just
Oh,
by
thank
putting
you.
yourself together. Like you did.
Well, like I said to you this morning, I'm having fun because normally at this time of year I'm not here. I'm
I
in
know,
Florida.
you're having fun.
So
Yes, I
I
can
go
tell.
into my closet and it's
I
like
can
shopping
tell.
all over again because I've forgotten what I've had, for fall and winter clothing, and I'm like, oh, this is exciting. I forgot I
Yeah.
had this. So it's like shopping in my own closet.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what the fashion show is for, right, Evie? Just for women to wear clothes, feel more empowered, a different version of you, wear different hats. Like something's, I don't know.
And we're going to have special guests. We're not going to
Oh,
announce who
no.
those special guests are right now.
Just follow us. Just follow us.
Just follow us, and we're going to feed pieces of it so that
Yeah.
way you guys get excited and
Yeah.
come and enjoy the fashion show with us. But
Yeah.
we will share the date,
Yeah.
December 4th.
December 4th from 6 to 9, and it's going to be an amazing space. You want to share where it's going to be at?
The Salt Boutique Lab in the village of Wappinger Falls. So please
It's a
come join
beautiful
us.
space. It's quaint. It's pink and white. I don't know what to tell you.
Victorian house.
It's a Victorian house. It's beautiful for any goddess to come and explore
Yes.
on a different version of you. So please come to our fashion show. We have beautiful, wonderful, important people coming to speak.
Yes.
We have a designer too that she's going to come and she's going to share. And we have someone that, has this beautiful space that, puts women together. So there's a lot of different. And again, this is women working together, right?
This is women working together, empowered women from the village of
Yeah.
Wappinger Falls that have their own business, and we're all supporting each other.
So why are we doing this, you and I? Like, what happened? Like, because people need to know.
Yes, yeah.
We just started something. She called me, let's do a podcast and blah, 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 and here we are. And now we're creating fashion shows with other people. The will, mira, when people want something, you get it.
You know what? I think you brought up a point that when we were in school, we were given, a pencil or a crayon, and we were told this is the way that you need to create. And I always felt like I was being held back. I've never been the type of person since I was a young girl to be told, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way. So I think now all these ideas that I've had in my mind for years and the stage that I am in, I feel this freedom, and the freedom is to create and to feel empowered to reach out to other women like yourself and say, hey, I have this idea. What do you think about this? And that's how we got together, from the time that we met at that networking group. Just our energies are so good together and powerful that the creativity just flows naturally.
It just flows. And ladies, you have to find a partner. If you want to go into business, if you want to communicate, you have to find someone to do it with. It's so much easier to have someone to kind of yin and yang, whether good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't matter.
It's part of relationships. It's going to happen. No matter what relationship
It
you're
is.
in, you're going to agree and you're going to disagree. That's part of life.
That's how you grow and glow, by making mistakes and figuring it out and communicating what is it that you bring that I bring, we're always bringing something amazing together. So I'm excited for the fashion show. I'm excited for other things that we have cooking up.
Yes.
But
But I will divulge this. We have our amazing producer who will also be our DJ,
Connor's
Connor
gonna be our
Walsh.
DJ.
And he has an amazing voice. So to hear him speak is very powerful because he has the voice of a
I don't know. He's a rock
newscaster.
star.
I can't think
You
of the
are a
name,
rock
but
star.
I remember growing up listening to, and he passed away, but he had like deep voice that I can't, oh my goodness,
talking
his
about
name
Barry
is,
White?
No, it was a man. I can't think of his name right now.
You can go Barry
but
White,
but he used to be the Ed Sullivan show.
He was in the Oh, so you're going way back, girl.
Very deep voice, but also he was a sports announcer. Oh my
You'll
goodness!
figure it
It's
out,
not.
don't worry.
I know it's going to come to me
You
later.
have a great voice, Connor.
Yes, our
Amazing.
producer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we got everything cooking up. We got everything
Yeah.
cooking up. The ladies,
Exciting
at the,
times for us.
Yeah,
Very-
the ladies at the boutique, at the Salt Boutique, they're amazing.
Yes, they
And
are
we're
amazing.
collaborating something. So it's gonna be good stuff. And I can't wait, Evie. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well. And not just the Soul Boutique Lab, but we also have Amy Parker, who is the owner of
Day and Out
Night.
Lounge.
And she's another sexy entrepreneur in the
Can't
village
wait
of
to come up.
Wappingers. And she will be catering for us and doing those special cocktails mocktails that she has, these wonderful names that she has come up with.
Yeah.
So more to come.
Yeah, we're happy. We're happy. So thank you. I think we're running out of time. I'm not sure, but I think we aren't we?
Well, we got the signal that we have
Yeah,
5
we got the
minutes, so let's
signal.
see what we can cover in those 5 minutes because
Yeah.
our show is wrapping up. I don't know. In conclusion, do you want to say something that perhaps I
In
haven't
conclusion,
mentioned?
I just want to say that women, we have to be better. We just have to communicate. Let's not be jelly. You know, let's not be jelly of each other because it doesn't work. I'm 62. It doesn't work. You know, that's all I have to say. I promise you.
Well, with that being said, you covered it all. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Let's support each other, women supporting women, and that's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
that's what it's all about. So who's our sponsor?
Well, our sponsor is Andrew O'Grady from Mental Health of America, our angel.
Yes. Thank you,
And
Andrew.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Andrew. We always, keep you in our prayers and our thoughts because of everything that you're doing for us. And also, I always like to show appreciation to our producer, Connor Walsh.
Oh, he's the best. If it weren't for him, we would not be like this, okay?
Yes.
We will be a hot mess, trust me. Thank you, Connor.
Well, I hope everybody continues to have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching us. Appreciate you.
Yes.
God bless. Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by MHA of Dutchess County and produced by CMJW Entertainment. Thank you once again to this episode's sponsor, Levia Med Spa.